in the hospital, on the move, through the iPad. Please give me help and give me a warm welcome to Jackie from Taiwan, who's going to walk us through this.
Hello everyone, I'm Jackie, co-founder of dr.pad. dr.pad empowers medical professionals to access patients' information and medical images anytime, anywhere. We want to really help doctors to perform at their best by providing the leading mobile and cloud technology. Today, doctors are still accessing all the information through PC. In few years, doctors are going to use mobile devices. Mobile solutions solve three critical problems that doctors are facing today. First, doctors usually have to keep coming back to their PC stations to check on a patient's information throughout the day. Second, usually when they make a diagnosis, they don't have an accurate and comprehensive data at hand. Third, they find it's very difficult to communicate with patients without medical images. Through PC to mobile, it opens up a huge opportunity. However, there are just so many barriers to entering the medical IT industry. With this much challenges, I'm really happy to share that we have reached our milestone. We have acquired our first major paying customer, Taiwan Veteran General Hospital. It is #1 hospital in Taiwan, with more than 1,000 of doctors and 3,000 of beds. It is one of the largest hospitals in the world. In fact, it is larger than the largest hospital in the United States, Singapore, and China. So to get to this milestone, having a strong team is important. But in medical space, having the right team is essential. Our co-founders specialize on mobile app development and internet service. Most importantly, we speak doctors' languages. Even before we start coding, all of our team members live like doctors. You know, we got up really early in the morning, go to the hospital at 6 a.m., check all the patients' information with doctors, make rounds with doctors, discuss what their problems and what their needs are. dr.pad is designed by doctors for doctors. Let me demonstrate some of the key features dr.pad has. Time is critical for doctors, so their #1 request is the speed. In order to help doctors visualize a large amount of data, we have live generated charts so that the doctors can quickly scan and see if there are any abnormal situations. Also, doctors need to have the medical images to make correct diagnosis and to see a patient's progress. We have a world-class image viewer that allows doctors to view and compare medical images on iPad. So, it turns out that dr.pad has the best performance over all the medical solutions. Doctors actually love it. The funny thing that we found actually is, during our pilot run, a lot of the doctors kept calling the hospital IT departments and calling us, asking whether they can just buy the dr.pad and use it right away. It turns out that doctor has become our best sales. This also leads to disrupt the traditional medical IT industry. In the past years, companies make and sell products to IT departments, not users. But with a product that the doctors love, we are now able to monetize it through in-app purchase and subscription. Let's look at the market. This market is big, but what interests us the most is that Asia has the fastest growth over all this region. In Asia, Taiwan is strategically important because many of the hospitals in China, in Southeast Asia, will buy the IT solution that Taiwan uses. This is the reason that we moved back from Silicon Valley and focus on the Taiwan market first. As we have established and secure our leading role in Taiwan, we are now planning to expand our market to Singapore and to China next. We are at the revolution of the medical mobile solution. Today, dr.pad is the painkiller for doctors' headache. In the future, when everybody needs to access their medical records, dr.pad will be there for them. Thank you.
I guess I'll start off first. What does your product need to be integrated with the IT systems in the hospitals? It does?
Yes. It has to connect with the hospital information system.
So how easy it is for you to move from one customer to another?
We actually, we are trying to open a standard API, so every hospital can directly connect to our API, and the doctors can log into their accounts and load all the information to an iPad.
So in other words, the doctors or the IT department has to work with the vendors to work with your APIs?
Yes, in a way. We actually provide provide an easy way for IT people just to connect it, just like connecting a pipe.
How long was the sales cycle for the first customer, BGH?
Actually, we have spent a year just to improve our products, to ensure that the doctors love this and use it as their daily tool.
I guess one of the most main concerns is that, well, eventually this is where the future is going. I'll agree with that. But one thing that we want to know is that how does it do the whole data lifecycle? I mean, from pulls it from an API. I mean, who integrates that with the API? I mean, the hospital has an IT department and it has to integrate with your solution. But also, end to end, it has to handle the whole security aspect as well. And so it has to be compliant in that aspect. And so, is there any specific patents that makes your product unique that allows that to happen?
There are several questions. The first one is the security. Actually, when we work with the hospital, the IT department worried the most about the security because they thought patients' information are confidential. So we actually follow all the HL7, which is a health standard solution. That's a worldwide regulation, and also follow each hospital's regulation to control access. So doctor actually needs to log in and see the patient information just like they did in a hospital. That's the first question. And the second one is the API. We provide the easy connect API, so we want to help each hospital to connect to standard API. So that in the future, when a hospital needs to exchange the data, it can go through our cloud service. That's also part of our service.
Okay, my honest opinion is, so I come from a family of doctors, okay? So they're in Canada, and they've been using this stuff for years. So my elder brother already has an iPhone that he takes to work, and he actually has all this stuff already there.
I think there are many different kinds of mobiles.
So let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I think that it's already here. That's my opinion. And if they're doing it all the way in the cold north of Canada, then it should be here now. The first comment I have is that in your presentation, I think it's important for you to be very clear in terms of where your IP is. Because I saw all these screenshots of videos being played and stuff like that, but what is your IP? What can you protect in what you're creating here? Because I don't see anything that can be protected.
You mean the data or the...
What you're building, your app, okay? What will stop anyone in the crowd today to take your idea and copy it?
All this is mock-up data.
Okay.
Based on the usage of
Sure.
the real...
Well, my question is, what value do you bring, and how do you protect the value that you're bringing to the hospitals?
I think we believe that the hardest part I believe that every technology team can build a great product, but in medical space, the hardest part to establish a partnership, to enter this medical space.
Yeah.
So I believe some of the startup team are trying to build a similar mobile solution, but they haven't got any traction, and usually that's the time that the startup fails.
Okay.
And
You didn't answer my question. Let me ask the next one. You had a slide that said people buy stuff from Taiwan, and then everyone in Asia adopts it?
Yeah, Taiwan.
Okay, I don't agree with that at all. Okay? So you had a slide that said Taiwan, and everyone, they adopt, and you move from Silicon Valley to Taiwan because you think Asia buys from Taiwan. I don't agree with that. Okay? So I think it's important people don't buy from different countries. I think they buy because they have the best value, right? So if you're creating best value in Singapore, people will buy from Singapore, right? So I think it's important to share because I just disagree with that from a top level. But my question being, you guys have done well in Taiwan, which is great. It's always good to have a first customer. How do you expect to get a hospital in Singapore to adopt your product?
Actually, just in half hour, we are visiting National Hospital in Singapore. They just found out about our product and are very interested in discuss the opportunity to cooperate with us. So we do believe that for each country, there is something that we need to adjust and adopt. So we are seeking the opportunity to cooperate with the local hospitals, so that they don't just buy it directly from Taiwan. Yes.
Alright, just a quick question. I still don't understand where is the technology that you're building. Because from what I can infer, it seems that there is a back-end system involved, which is sending all the data to the mobile, which is basically just a user interface for the doctors, right? So isn't there some complex technology in the back-end? And why are you not elaborating on that?
Yes, I think very few of companies in the world can do the standard medical image display on an iPad. That's the first thing we actually we have a patent in Taiwan as well. And the second thing is that not only just push the data to the iPad. I think a lot of people think about mobile solution is just log into a website using the iPad as a hardware. But to make an adjustment to suit for doctors' usage, we actually design every single tab, every single action to save their time, to get them to find the information they need quickly. So I think that's the value that it will provide to our users.
Thank you very much, Jackie and Dr. Pad, tackling a gigantic problem. Next up,